Elliot Allagash is about an evil teenage billionaire. He's the richest kid in the world and the most evil. He's been expelled from every reputable school in his country and in Europe. And he's stuck at a new school and he can't get expelled this time, no matter how cruel he is, because his father has just donated too much money. So he's actually going to have to spend some time there. So to amuse himself during this, what he calls this hellish period of his life, he decides to use some of his cash and as a hobby use the cash to transform Seymour, an oafish, unpopular, awkward boy, into the king of the school. Seymour in the beginning of the book is suspicious. He's very low ranking on the social hierarchy. He can't imagine that any amount of money can cure him of his social woes, but as Elliot explains, there's nothing that money can't buy. Seymour is at the start of the book. He's extremely unpopular. He's completely friendless, but he's pretty resigned. His only fear is that he's recently started to be called Chunk Style, and he's terrified that if the bully uses the name a few more times and enough people laugh, then the nickname will enter the vernacular and it'll enter common usage. His only fear is that his nickname will stick. But he assumes that he'll never make any friends or have a girlfriend. He's pretty much just counting off the days until he's able to leave school. He never imagines that his life will change in any way until Elliot arrives. Elliot is incredibly evil. He's selfish. The thing that gave me the initial idea for this book is when I was in college, I was reading a lot of books about Ivan the Terrible, and I was really amazed by how precocious he was and how young he was when he carried out his first horrible crimes and murders. What if somebody that monomaniacal and villainous and hostile and murderous, instead of being born in backward Russia in the 16th century, what if he had been born in Manhattan in the 20th? And that's kind of where the idea took off. And when I was researching it, I started off, of course, reading a lot of books about the robber barons and Vanderbilt and Carnegie and Rockefeller and Morgan, and of course the Allagash family is modeled in some ways after those crazily wealthy families. But I found that the level of wealth wasn't high enough, and I actually wanted to go more extreme. So the characters that I actually ended up researching for the book were more like historic royalty, like Caligula and Nero and the Windsors and families like that. One of the reasons I'm so excited it's being published here is because I stole so much from my favorite British authors, in particular Arthur Conan Doyle, and I actually there's a whole lot of Sherlock Holmes references in the book just as a way of apologizing for all I've lifted from him. But in a way, Elliot Allagash, with all of his evil vengeance schemes and meticulous plots to destroy people, he's sort of, well, he's closer to Moriarty, I guess, than Holmes, but it's definitely that kind of brain. And also, of course, it's a complete rip-off of every P.G. Wodehouse novel and Evelyn Waugh novel ever. Just shamelessly stolen and plagiarized. It's exactly like Transformers, every way, but bigger explosions. You see, like Megan Fox even more completely naked. No, I'm kidding. It's like the book. Unfortunately, it's not as high budget as that. It's the movie version of Elliot Allagash is it's sort of in the vein of darker teen comedies from the 80s. I guess it's sort of closer to something like Heathers or Lucas than to something like Can't Buy Me Love. I guess that's also old. But it's about an evil teenage. I should just do the actual Hollywood movie pitch.